Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand CSS color properties. So the properties that we are going to understand are used to apply colors. So far in our previous videos, we have seen one such property, which is color property. By using that color, we can color property, we can apply color to the text. So in the same way, there are many other properties by which we can apply colors. The properties that we are going to understand in this class are, these are the properties. So these are the properties that we are going to understand. It is background color, background, border, outline and opacity. Let's go on to our Visual Studio Code and we'll try to understand this concept by using an example. What we will do is, we will consider this web page and we will try to create the same web page, and in the process we will try to understand all these properties. Let's go on to our Visual Studio Code. So this is our sample example. So the example that I have taken, we haven't applied any color so far. I have just taken this heading, heading 1, and the heading is Welcome to Learning Monkey. So the same heading I have taken. So let's see how it will look like. So our practice page, how it look like is, this is how it is looking like. Now I want to change this page into this page. So how that can be done? So for that, we will start our styling first. So here we will first, what we will do is we'll try to apply background color. So the background color, we want to apply the background color to the entire body. So for that, what we have to do, we have to, the selector that we are going to select is, it is element selector. And what element we have to select? We have to select body element, because the background has to be applied. The background color has to be applied to the entire body. The selector that the element that I am selecting is body element. So it is body, and what is the property? So to create a background color, the property that we have is background color. And what color we will choose? It is antique white. So the antique white is the color that we have seen. So let's see the output and how it will look like. So the background color has been applied to the entire web page, entire body of your web page. Okay, so this is how we can create backgrounds to the body of your web page. Now the next thing is, I want to center this text first. So this heading is a block element, right? I want this block element or heading to be centered to the web page. So how that can be done? This we have understood in our previous class. So how the text alignment can be done? So it is done by using text align. And to which element we have to apply that? We have to apply that to this H1 element. So this H1 element, I want this H1 element to be centered to our web page. So for that, I am choosing it is H1 element, another selector, and to this H1 element, I want to apply text align. Text align, where to align? It has to be aligned to the center. So let's see the output. So so the text has been aligned to center. Now I want to change the color of that H1 heading to be transparent like this. So this color is transparent. Okay, so you can apply gray color also, but that is not the right way. I want it to be less intense in comparison with this original color. So how can we do that? In order to make any element to be transparent. So what we have to, we have a property called opacity. So let's see that opacity. So there is, what is this opacity? Opacity is the property by which we can make the opacity of an element, by which we can make the element transparent. So what is the value that we can apply? The value for the opacity is always between 0 to 1. So 0 means it is very less transparent. You cannot even see that element. If it is 1, it will become opaque. We cannot see through it. But if it is anywhere between 0 to 1, the transparency is going to reduce. Let's try to understand what is the value that we can apply for opacity. Is the value of opacity should be in between 0 and 1. So that what we are going to get, if you give a value between 0 and 1, the opacity, the transparency of the element will get reduced. So for example, let's give it as 0.5. Okay, let's see. So it will become more transparent. So this is very much transparent, right? And if you give it as 0, let's see what happens. If you give it as 0, it will not even visible. So it becomes invisible. Okay. And if you give it as 0.1, so the transparency is going to be very see here. So this is very much transparent. This is not color. Try to understand this. This is opacity is going to change the transparency of the color. See, it is almost looking like the same background, right? So this is how the transparency, we can play with the transparency by using this opacity property. Okay, let's make it 0.5. Okay, now what is that next design that we have to create? What is the next part that we have to create? So to this heading, we are having a border and we are having an outline. So what is the difference? What is the difference between border and outline? Border is that part which is going to be within the element. It is going to be the edge of that element. Anything just outside to that element is going to be outline. For example, if you take your house, so the what we call it as the wall around your house is going to be the border, and anything just outside to your outside to the wall is what we call it as outline. So in the same way, for every element we can create a border and we can also create an outline. So how that can be created? So for that we are having a property called, for H1 I want to create a border and also I want to create an outline. So the property is, first one is border. I want to create a border, and what are the values that I have to create? So we can create, so there are three values that we can give it to the border. The first value is the thickness of the border, and the second one is style. What is the border style? And the third value is what is the color. So let's give the thickness. I want to give the thickness of this border to be 2 pixels, and the style of the border to be solid. Okay, solid means it is completely thick. Okay, and there are many other values for style, and the third value is color. The color is green. So I have given it as green. Let's see whether it is green or red. So the border is green. So let's see the output. So how it is going to be. So this is the border. So this is the edge of your element. Border is going to be the edge of your element, and within the element, which is going to be within the part of the element. Anything just outside to that element is what we call it as outline. So how to create an outline? So how to create an outline is the property outline. Okay, and the same thing, first one is thickness. Three values can be presented to this outline. The first one is thickness. I'll make it as 5 pixels, and I want it to be, what are the other values that are possible? Apart from solid, there is another property called dashed, and there is another property called dotted. So it is your wish. So I am giving it as dashed for your understanding. So this is red color, but in the output it is solid, I think. So let's make it dashed. Let's see. So this is how the dashed outline can be created. Okay. For example, if you want to make it solid, so the value that we have to give is solid. Okay. So this is how an outline and the border can be created, and the colors can be applied to that outline and border. So instead of using this outline with all these three values, there are three different properties possible. Individually you can give each and every value. So the properties are, it is, see, so apart from this one single statement, we can create the same outline by using three properties. So these are the properties: outline width, outline color, and outline style. So first, outline width, we can give it in pixels. The color, the same color that we have used, and the outline style, it can be solid or it can be dashed or it can be dotted. Okay, so this is also possible, and one single statement is also possible. The same is applicable for border also. Border is also having three different properties, which is border width, border color and border style. Or else you can give all those properties, all those values in one single statement as we have done it in our example. So this is how we can create. Okay, so this is how we can create. And apart from this, there is another color property called linear gradient. So the backgrounds, generally it is used for backgrounds, and it is also given for text also. So what is meant by gradient? First of all, keep aside of linear gradient. What is meant by gradient? Gradient means it is the change in color from one color to another color. The range of change in color from one color to another color is what we call it as gradient. So the best way to understand is sunset. If you see the sunsets carefully, so the sunsets are going to be red. So the color near to the sun is going to be red in color. As we go on away from the sun, so it is going to be in the orange color. So this change in color, intensity of the color from red to orange is what we call it as gradient. So that gradient effects can be created, and most often it is used for backgrounds and also for text. If you see your regular web pages, these gradient effects are used. So how that can be created is, that can be created by using a property called background. So what I will do is, I will just comment on this and I will try to create a gradient effect to our body background. So how it can be done? It is background, and to this background what I am trying to do is, I am trying to create a gradient effect. Okay, so it is linear, see here, this is linear gradient and this is a function. So far we have given values and this linear gradient is a function. And what are the parameters that can be given for this linear gradient? The parameters, the first very important parameter is direction. In which direction the gradient has to be implemented, whether it is from left to right, or it is from top to bottom, or it is from diagonally, whether it has to be applied, or the other direction that we give is degrees also, 45 degrees, 135 degrees. So you can mention any degrees. By using those degrees values, the gradient effect will get created. So let's start. So the direction is from, so I want to create the gradient effect from left to right. So to right means it is from left to right, the gradient effect will get created. And the other parameters, what are the other parameters? The colors that you want to create, that you want to use to create that effect. So it may be two colors, at least you need two colors, or you can give more colors also. So let's understand this by using two colors, red and yellow. So I want to create a gradient effect. So what does this function states is, I want to create a gradient effect and I want that gradient effect to be from left to right. And the colors that I would like to apply is, it is going to start from red and it is going to reduce its intensity and slowly it will become yellow. So let's see the output. So how it will look like, that we will try to see by using our output. So this is what we call it as gradient. See here, the intensity of red is reducing as you move from left direction to right direction. So this is how gradient effects can be created. So this is for background. For text background, for text gradient effect, there is another way we will discuss as we go on with our examples. So these are some of the color properties and very frequently used color properties. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. If you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. If you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.